Mecca fire tragedy. The untold truth. Who failed our pilgrims? The fire that should have never happened. Over 40 Indian pilgrims burned alive between Mecca and Medina, one of the deadliest fires in recent years. But the truth is, this was not just an accident. This tragedy has fingerprints of negligence, diplomacy failures, and systems that have failed for decades. The collision. What really happened? The official line says a bus collided with an oil tanker. But TUI's investigation found three glaring red flags. 1. Why was a pilgrim bus allowed to travel at night at peak fatigue hours? Second, why was an oil tanker routed on the same narrow stretch? Third, how did the fire spread so fast that not even a window could be broken in time? These are not just unfortunate coincidences, these are failures that cost lives. The Mecca Medina road is one of the most heavily used pilgrimage routes. Every year, thousands travel this exact path. Yet, safety audits, lane separations, and emergency response times remain questionable. And here is the real TUI question. Why were 40 plus pilgrims put in a 20-year-old bus with no modern fire suppression system? The 1990 Mina tunnel crash. The history is repeating itself. This is not the first time Saudi pilgrimage management has failed. In 1990, 1,426 pilgrims died inside the Mina tunnel, suffocated and crushed. Saudi Arabia blamed heat and congestion. Survivors blamed mismanagement and poor crowd control. Fast forward to 35 years, the Mecca bus fire exposes the exact same pattern: lack of regulation, late emergency response, and absence of safety audits. Did we notice something? The Saudi government has not yet released the detailed crash cause, or the CCTV visuals or traffic logs, not even a timeline of how long the fire department took to reach the site. We think when a government controls the narrative, truth burns slower than the fire itself. And about us, the Indian consulate. While families in India cried for updates, the Indian consulate in Jeddah took hours to release even a basic list of survivors. No immediate hotline, no emergency press briefing, no ground coordinator at the crash site for nearly half a day. For a tragedy of this scale, silence is not diplomacy, silence is neglect. And the biggest question is that how many were actually on that bus? First report said 45, later 49, then suddenly 50 plus. And still, the final manifest is unclear. Why is a simple passenger list taking days? Is it because the survivors' count doesn't match the consulate records? See, we think when numbers change, someone is hiding something. The lone survivor, a young man, escaped because he was seated near the door. But he said something chilling. No emergency exit opened. People were screaming, nobody came for long. This raises two huge allegations. The bus was not equipped with functioning emergency exit, and the emergency response was delayed beyond the critical window. Indian families want bodies back. Saudi wants mass graves. DNA identification is slow. Paperwork is even slower. Meanwhile, the Indian consulate says we are monitoring the situation. We think monitoring is not the action. Monitoring doesn't bring back bodies. Monitoring doesn't get justice. The systemic failure no one is talking about is this. Pilgrims travel in old buses. They get drivers hired through sub-agents. They get zero insurance clarity. And when tragedy strikes, everyone or anyone passes the blame, from tour operators to middlemen to transport authorities to embassies. We think this is not an accident. This is a system failure repeated for decades. Who is accountable for this 40 plus Indian lives? Saudi Transport Authority, the driver, the tour operator, or the consulate that didn't intervene in time? The truth is simple. Everyone here failed and the victims paid the price. The Mecca Medina tragedy isn't just news, it's a warning that unless governments are transparent and systems are reformed, more pilgrims will die. The unmasked Indian team hereby demands the full release of CCTV footage, independent forensic reports, compensation clarity, accountability from both Saudi and Indian authorities, and a complete overhaul of pilgrim transport safety. We are the unmasked Indian and we will keep asking the questions others want. We will keep updating you the details on this as we are receiving this. Stay tuned.